how has the pandemic influenced access to public washrooms, and how do you think access will change as the province opens up businesses?
So I think, as Emma said, so many municipal buildings are closed, and at least in Nova Scotia, and I think until tomorrow, um, restaurants and stores become dine-in tomorrow. So presumably bathrooms will be open in cafes and restaurants tomorrow, and stores. So I think that will represent a change. But what we've faced in the last 3 months here is much the same as I know has, Ontario and all other parts of Canada have dealt with, which is a very kind of drop off a cliff closure of the public bathrooms that we've all relied on. And I have done a lot of interviews in the last little bit as the economy. I find it interesting. The economy is a driver. Yes, we're always like, okay, we have to restart the economy, and that's so important. But we absolutely need bathrooms, or we cannot restart the economy. And that's something I talk about in the book pre-COVID, but it certainly applies during the pandemic, which is, if you think about going to a mall, the reason a mall has wonderful bathrooms, which are on every level of the mall and open and are updated frequently, is because the mall knows that if you are able to go and use the bathroom, you stay there longer and you spend more money. And that is something I think which has interestingly been forgotten in our downtowns, that municipalities don't want to take on the burden, and it is can be very complex to provide bathroom access. But municipalities don't seem to see that link between the economy and that ability for people to be pedestrians and to stay in downtowns and use our city well. I think during COVID, what I hope is that as our economies reopen province by province, however that sort of rolls out, that we realize these are really, really, really fundamental and something that we have to pay attention to. And when I was researching the book, I have a section in the book where I talk about the fact that in Canada, the US, the UK, everywhere I did research for the book, I did not find a single department that was it, or even office that was about public bathrooms. It's always kind of wedged into a parks department or water department or some kind. It's sort of a kind of service provision that gets clunked into somewhere else. But we really need a very, very comprehensive look at our cities, and we really need to use that to help think, okay, where do we need toilets and where do we site them, and how do they stay clean and functional and stay open? It's important.